You kick off your day with some bread, chow down on spaghetti for lunch, and close it out with more bread for dinner. Does that sound like a healthy routine to you? It's too bad that this is the reality for far too many people. The food industry has sold us this idea as normal, but do you really believe they're looking out for your health? Even in hospitals where health is supposed to be the priority, they serve similar foods to patients. But here's what you need to know.
You see, in a world where fries can be free and even double stuffed isn't enough, it's obvious that carbs are cheap and protein comes at a premium, and whether you know it or you don't, you've been paying for it all along.
Oh, man!
In today's Western world, we consume excessive amounts of carbohydrates, leading to increased obesity and diseases of civilization. According to a study by the World Health Organization in 2020, there has been a significant increase in diseases such as diabetes, heart disease, cancer, and chronic respiratory diseases, which are responsible for 71% of all deaths globally. Overweight and obesity significantly contribute to these diseases. When we think of carbs, we often just think of sugar and sweets, overlooking so-called healthy foods like rice, spaghetti, and
Oh, yes.
even your oatmeal. The common misconception is that switching to whole grain is the ultimate solution, even though whole grain products have just as many carbs as their white flour counterparts. For example, cooked wheat spaghetti has about 31 grams of carbs per 100 grams, while cooked whole grain spaghetti has around 32 grams per 100 grams. Not much of a difference, right? It's not your fault you think this way. Even experts like our doctors and well-known nutrition gurus recommend these foods. Don't get me wrong, whole grains are healthier because they contain more minerals and vitamins like magnesium, iron, and B vitamins. But even though whole grain carbs are complex and digested more slowly in comparison to
white bread. So if you compare anything to white bread, it's going to be better in a significant way.
So, they still raise blood sugar levels. Elevated blood sugar can lead to insulin resistance, type 2 diabetes, and more fat storage. But where are the proteins? Did you know that unlike fats and proteins, carbohydrates are not essential nutrients?
No.
When we cut down on carbs, our bodies work better. We feel less tired, sluggish, and distracted. With fewer carbs, our bodies become more efficient, burning fat reserves instead of carbs first, which makes weight loss easier. The recommended daily amount of carbs for adults is around 100 to 150 grams, which results in 20 to 30% of the total calorie intake. The rest of your diet should be proteins and fats. Now, unless you're a professional athlete needing high energy, you don't need a ton of carbs. But imagine this. The dietary guidelines for Americans recommend that carbohydrates make up 45% to 65% of total daily calories. Meanwhile, our children are becoming more obese over time, especially when parents are tricked into buying so-called healthy foods infused with vitamins and superfoods, labeled as healthy through ads like
Actimel contains vitamins D and B6,
which helps support my immune system so I can hang out and dance with my friends.
and treasure moments with my family. Actimel, immune support.
immune what? You mean immune disease, right? But the real question is, how much protein is actually recommended? The World Health Organization and the Food and Nutrition Board of the Institute of Medicine recommend only 0.8 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight per day. But here's the thing. One study published by the Journal of the International Society of Sports Nutrition in 2015 found that a high-protein diet, 3.4 grams per kilogram a day, combined with a heavy resistance training program, improves body composition. There was no evidence that consuming a high-protein diet has any deleterious effects, also does not lead to liver damage, as is often propagated. For a 70 kilograms person, that's 238 grams of protein per day. Most of us don't even consume half this amount. But as so often, we prefer to concentrate on the so-called problems, even though our society struggles with protein deficiency rather than excess. What many don't realize is the danger of protein deficiency, which can lead to muscle loss.
When you lose skeletal muscle, and we see this on bed rest studies, we see this in sarcopenia, people become pre-diabetic, diabetic. They have a dysregulate, they have elevated triglycerides, and I'm speaking absolutes. So these things are not in absolutes. The humans are complex, but from a broad understanding, ways in which we determine the health of skeletal muscle are these markers of metabolic health. So the take-home message is double the RDA would be considered more optimal for aging. And that would be double the RDA at 0.7 grams per pound body weight. To me, that's the minimum you should have.
And if you are doing sports, a daily protein intake of 1.6 grams per kilogram a day or as high as 2.2 grams per kilogram a day should be considered to optimize muscle building according to the National Library of Medicine. Muscle loss reduces your basal metabolic rate, which means you burn fewer calories at rest, potentially leading to weight gain. Hello, yo-yo dieting? Moreover, muscles help continuously burn fat even when you're just sitting or sleeping. Protein is crucial for body functions, and although protein and carbs both contain 4 kilocalories per gram, protein is digested differently. Proteins burn more calories during digestion, making us feel fuller for longer. Today's nutrition pyramid recommends wheat-based bread at the bottom, so we should base the largest part of our nutrition on it. It demonizes meat, dairy, and fats without separating bad and healthy fats, such as those found in an avocado, which is at the peak of the pyramid and means we should consume less of it. What a joke, right?
And in my opinion, they've got it all wrong. Just look at the biggest group: bread, cereal, grains, and pasta. It's no wonder we're dealing with an obesity problem here in America. In my opinion, it's time to turn that pyramid on its head, or at least shuffle it around a little bit.
Even the animation South Park is debunking it to you?
It's upside down.
What?
Sir, the pyramid is upside down.
Turn the pyramid upside down. You can't be serious. That would put butter and fat at the top of the damn food pyramid. This is not FDA approved. Sir, we've got a match. Nutrition is stabilizing.
So, try incorporating more protein-rich foods into your diet. No, I'm not talking about processed sausage, which often contains unhealthy ingredients like nitrates and nitrites that can have negative health effects. But keep in mind,
we absorb and utilize certain proteins better than others. There's a scoring system called DIAS, recognized by the FAO, that tells you the quality of a protein. Animal proteins like cow's milk, boiled eggs, beef, and chicken breast are all considered high-quality proteins because they are very digestible and have high amounts of all the essential amino acids. Plant protein powders like soy or pea are of a lower rank but are still good quality proteins. Another good rank protein is baked chickpeas. However, many plant proteins, for example rice, lentils, peanuts, almonds, and wheat, are all considered poor quality proteins.
And for all the pasta lovers over here, there are healthier alternatives nowadays like peas and chickpea pasta, which contain over 20 grams of protein per 100 grams. Traditional wheat pasta contains a protein called gluten, which can be difficult for the body to digest and may cause issues like bloating, inflammation, and digestive problems even in people who don't have celiac disease or gluten intolerance. Some research suggests that gluten may increase intestinal permeability, potentially leading to other health problems. Additionally, there's nothing wrong with using a clean protein powder to boost your intake. Whey protein is best utilized by the body, but there are also good plant-based options like pea protein powder. However, watch out for unhealthy ingredients in any of those protein powders like soy, which contains phytoestrogens that may affect hormone levels, and soy lecithin, often derived from genetically modified soybeans. It is best to buy a neutral whey to avoid flavor enhancers and artificial sweeteners, such as sucralose, which are suspected of disrupting stomach activity. To spice up the taste, you can use almond milk, coconut milk, or fresh vanilla. Otherwise, you can also look for an organic whey protein. But keep in mind,
and if you're buying plant-based protein thinking you're avoiding those ingredients, you're still going to find the sunflower oil. And this one here has the dreaded natural flavors and cane sugar.
Surprised we ended up talking so much about protein? So, next time you want to start your morning with that slice of wheat bread, consider an omelet instead. It's healthier and better for your muscle growth. Want to learn more hacks to live healthier? Great! In the next video, we'll debunk the myths about so-called healthy 0% fat products and how they might actually hinder your weight loss and be dangerous in the long run. Stay tuned and don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.